You don't come to the Hammers and not run one of the traditional classic Hammers trails.
This is supposed to be one of the harder and iconic trails out here at King of the Hammers.
The rest of it's pretty gnarly. I love this trail so much.
We decided to push ourselves a little bit more today, and that's exactly what we're doing. Right now we are at the plaque line of Sledgehammer.
So I think I better just keep on going and hope to God I don't rip any more on my Jeep.
Every year, PowerStop makes the journey from their headquarters in Chicago to the world-renowned SEMA show in Las Vegas. Teaming up with some of the biggest personalities in the off-road community, we put their rigs to a real-world test as we attempt to ride 10 trails in 4 states in just 10 days. In a world of boundaries, dead ends, and U-turns, where other vehicles see the end of the road, we see the start of the adventure. So join us where the pavement ends on the trail to SEMA. Johnson Valley, California, home of Hammertown, USA. Once a year, tens of thousands flock to Means Dry Lake Bed for King of the Hammers, a week of Ultra 4 racing in the high desert region east of the San Bernardino Mountains. Our convoy will tackle some of the most difficult trails that make up the KOH race, putting our rigs up against Ultra 4 lines as we tackle the Hammers. With large boulders, massive ledges, and vertical climbs, the Trail to SEMA crew find out firsthand why Johnson Valley is considered to be the most extreme wheeling destination in the country. You don't come to the Hammers and not run one of the traditional classic Hammers trails. So today we're jumping into Sledgehammer.
This is supposed to be one of the harder and iconic trails out here at King of the Hammers.
This is the first obstacle. There's 2 lines: super off camber and sketchy, or drive shaft getter and hang your diff.
Day 6, Sledgehammer. Now, fun fact, I did this yesterday. We just went up the first obstacle and I climbed up it perfectly yesterday. And of course, now I have everyone here and I'm feeling the pressure. It took me a wee moment to get up there. Everyone else seems to be getting up okay. We just have a couple more rigs to get up. The rest of it's pretty gnarly. I love this trail so much.
Here in Johnson Valley, California, also home of the Hammers, King of the Hammers. We decided to push ourselves a little bit more today, and that's exactly what we're doing. Right now we are at the plaque line of Sledgehammer.
That was live. climbed up over the hard obstacle, and then I was like, yeah, I made that. On the backside, there's a giant drift catcher. Couldn't get over for the longest time. I was digging and digging and digging. I made a big old hole over there, and it's tough on the backside. The backside's tougher than the front side.
Trail's going awesome. That line was given to me by my good new best friend Walt. He said, stick it high and climb the high line and she'll go right up over. And the man was right.
The hard part was easy and the easy part was hard. Once I got to the easy part, I just one by one kept listening to everyone's different strategies and it kept getting worse and worse.
Ain't pickle, it's dill pickle, which is pretty pickled right now. Not a gherkin, not a little bit of a pickle. Made like a big old dill pickle.
Then Chris Miller came up and he said, don't listen to anybody, just do what you gotta do to shimmy your rear over enough to get over it. And so I kind of played with it a little bit, they stacked one more rock and it went right over.
Did black line for the first time. Really cool obstacle. Kind of have to get your driver's side on the little rock to then transition on a way bigger rock to then go over the tip, hang a hard driver and drive it out. And yeah, it worked out better than I thought. Really cool obstacle, very technical. Yeah, love it, very cool.
This is one of the harder trails in Johnson Valley, for sure. That's gotta be the only razor ever to climb that. Gotta be. Man, it was tough. I think I've been in A-arm. Probably the toughest thing I've ever tried to climb in a razor, and probably the only person ever to climb this ledge on sledge in a razor. I appreciate everybody keeping me in it and not trying to make me get out of the way, because that's a heck of an accomplishment right there in a razor.
I'm shaking
hard
just
driver,
a little
so
bit. They keep telling
going
me everything's
downhill,
okay,
this
everything's
pushed her
okay.
back. It just
But I
dug,
keep
developed a
trying,
loose
and
rock.
I keep slipping off of
But her
that
tire is.
obstacle. So I'm
Literally.
just having to completely trust my husband at this point to spot me up this, and would definitely not be doing it if he wasn't here. Because it's a little scary.
We're trying to get up a really big undercut, and all the guys with 42s and big tires, sticky tires, made it right up, but they actually had all these rocks planted under here for them, but as they went up, they kicked them all out.
So we're currently trying to find a way to stack rocks so that they don't all roll out from under her tire, because she's on the perfect line still. We're gonna see if we can do this without her winching.
This big rock took out her rear shock, her reservoir. So now she has no rear shock anymore. But we'll get her up.
So this is a really hard trail, and I'm not really experienced. They just tell me to drive over the rocks. I tried to drive over the rocks, but it was a no-go. I had to winch up. And I broke my shock. It's down the mountain somewhere. So I think I better just keep on going and hope to God I don't rip any more on my Jeep. Bye.
didn't expect it to look as different as it does. These hammer trails just change so much every time somebody goes across it that, you know, it's kind of hard to come into it knowing what to expect. It's just, this has been a crazy day. Our husband and wife team, the best thing I can do is not spot. It's hard for me not to do that, but I end up doing it anyway. And that's probably the key for us in terms of preparation and to make sure that we don't actually have a breakdown on the trail. It's probably the best marriage tip I can give any husband and wife team that's on the trail. Just don't spot for your wife. Get someone you trust and never get mad if somebody messes up your Jeep. Just accept that you've handed the responsibility for the rig over to them, and you know, that they'll do their best to get your spouse through it.
Not as planned. I wanted to zigzag through there, but I zagged instead of zigged. Ian, though, made it look no problem, so I thought, not a big deal, right? But it is what it is. I got wedged in there and turtled and all screwed.
Some obstacles, a shorter wheelbase is actually better. I'm wondering if this is one of those obstacles.
It's been a good trail. It's been a very difficult trail. It took us most of the day to get the whole group up, but everyone's coming up. And definitely the hardest thing I've ever done in the Mega Razor, but this is what I built it for, to try to do all the crazy stuff that Jeep on 43s can do. And so far today, I think we accomplished our goal.
I pretty much hammered my shocks, and I ripped it off actually, I think on the Sledgehammer obstacle. A little disappointed about that, but I have to say the people on the trail really made up for all the disappointment I had in myself. The way they came together and had a full-on group camaraderie and just having a good time and helping each other out. And so I'm going to say today was pretty much an iconic day, and we had a lot of fun, and it's just going to get better from here on out. This is, as far as I can remember from all the trails I've done with Trail to SEMA, was probably the hardest trail I've done.
It was a long day, but it was a fun day. Pretty much everyone made it up Sledge with no real incidents. Couple winches here and there, but all in all, a great day on the trail on the 2019 Trail to SEMA. Woo! The PowerStop Trail is presented by Optima Batteries, the official power source of the trail, and Lucas Oil, the official oil provider, in association with HP Tuners, Rigid Industries, Milestar Tires, Vision Wheel, Aerolids, RevKit, RCV Performance, Icon Vehicle Dynamics, Traxxas, and Retrax.